Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate it. Today's beer comes from Matt Brewing Company / Saranac Brewery. Guys, I will tell you right off the bat, when I first started doing beer reviews, I reviewed some of Saranac beers. And I don't recall them being called Matt Brewing Company, so I don't know what's happening if somebody's joined in with them or bought out by somebody or whatever. I found their beers back then to be very transitional. A lot like the beers around that are available around here that are bottled and canned. They don't do anything off the chain or anything. If they do, it's brewery only. They don't bottle it or can it. You have to go there to try it. I don't know. They do, especially around here, they do more transitional beers from the breweries around here, just to try to get the macro lager drinkers into something a little bit tastier, a little bit better ingredients, but nothing super bold and super off the chain for the seasoned craft beer drinkers. That's the problem I have with the breweries, right? Unless you go to the brewery. Occasionally you can do that and you'll find something a little bigger, a little bolder, a little tastier there. But they don't bottle it or can it. I don't understand that, but that's the way it is around here where I'm at. So I am glad that I have such wonderful subscribers that send to me these awesome beers from around the country and around the world too. This was sent to me by Mike and Big Mike. They sent me a couple beers and this was one of them. This is Basking in Bourbon Imperial Stout. This is a 2017 edition here, guys, and it's probably got a better date on it than that, but right here it says Basking in Bourbon Barrels 2017 Imperial Stout, and this is 11.4%. Beer Advocate has it listed as an 11%. So I don't know how many times they've done this. This is a retired beer according to Beer Advocate. 50 IBUs on this particular one here. And like I said, it's got some writing on here, but I don't see, looks more like a time stamp to me than an actual bottled on date. So they're giving us a 2017 and it's 11.4% Imperial Stout. So, I mean, I would like to know whether it was done in January, July, or December of 2017, just to know how old it is, because here it is the 24th of November of 2018, whether it's a year and a half, or how old exactly it is in the bottle. So, but like I said, when I first started doing beers, I did some of their beers and wasn't super impressed with any of them. They were all good beers, but they were all very transitional beers, low ABV beers. I didn't taste anything or try anything that really blew my hair back or my socks off. So I'm hoping what Mike and Big Mike has sent me here, they sent me 2 of their beers. That's going to change my opinion here, guys. And breweries go through a lot of changes over the years, different brewers, and sometimes once they get established, they'll do a lot of stuff out of the box and come up with some really tasty stuff. Sometimes they don't, and they go by the wayside. So, like I said, with Matt Brewing Company listed here, I don't recall that being on the beers back then. So maybe somebody else is influencing what they're doing. So with that being said, we're going to get on with this one. This is an 11.4%, where Beer Advocate, I said, has it at 11%. Untapped has it at 11.4%, 50 IBUs, and they have it listed as a 2017 edition. So I'm more inclined to go with what Untapped is saying other than what Beer Advocate is saying. Imagine that. So final beer of the evening for me, guys. They do not have a commercial description here on Untapped. So we're going to get it on. Let's get it on. All right. 12-ounce bottle here, guys. Not much of a hiss, a little bit of smoke, not much. And into the glass we go. We're going to pour this fairly aggressive here, guys, and see what happens. Straight down the center as fast as I can pour it. And looks like we're going to wind up with about 3/4 or so fingers of head, khaki colored head. Very dark beer. I don't see any light coming through it. Good looking Imperial Stout. To the nose we go. Little bit hint of some bourbon. I'm getting a slight hint of some butterscotch, which is diacetyl, which is not good. Roasted malt, caramel toffee, maybe a hint of some black molasses, and the longer it sits in the glass, the more the bourbon and some of those notes are going to come out. Second whiff, I'm getting more bourbon than I did on the first one. It smells pretty good, guys. I'll have to give it that. It smells decent. A little disappointed with the little butterscotch that I'm getting on it, but that may dissipate and may go away. May not. And if it doesn't, I'm going to tell you that when I come back. But there is a slight hint of a little bit of butterscotch in there, which is diacetyl. So let's dive in. Let's see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Mike and Big Mike. Thank you both. I appreciate it. Definite bourbon notes in there. It's not off the chain, but I can definitely tell it's there. Roasted malt. Not so much butterscotch in the taste. This is a good thing. I'm hoping this is going to go fade completely away, guys. That would be a good thing. Maybe a little bit of licorice in there. Bittersweet chocolate. Kind of smooth for 11.4, almost 11.5%. A little more impressed with this than I was when I did those beers many moons ago. So this was a little bit more out of the box than the transitional beer would be. 11.4%. This would be one that you would probably want to have at home and not have out at a bar or a brew pub if it's kegged and sent out to those places. Unless you have a designated driver, you know. You're going to get home some other way than drinking one or two of these and trying to drive home somewhere. Whether you think you can do it or not would not be a good idea. So, right now, fairly impressed. It's not blowing my hair back on my socks off, but more impressed with what this is as opposed to what I did when I first started doing beers and reviewed some of the Saranac beers. So, let me sip on this and we'll come back and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sipping on this about 30 minutes or so. A little bit of lacing is left on the glass here. Like I said earlier, Beer Advocate has this thing listed at 11%. It's 11.4%, so I don't know whether they've done it before or not. This one clearly has the 2017 edition written on the label. It looks like the same picture that they've got here, but I can't see the 2017 on the side of the bottle that they have pictured here. So maybe, it says brewed once here, so I don't know where they're getting their 11% when it's 11.4% if it was a brewed once beer. So the information is wrong there, guys. As far as I'm concerned, it's a tasty beer, guys. It's not world class, not blowing my hair back and my socks off. I've had better, but definitely better than the Saranac beers that I reviewed when I first started doing beer reviews, guys. This is a lot bigger beer. It's a lot tastier beer, but it's not world class to me. It's a decent beer, don't get me wrong. I do think it's an 8 beer, but I don't think it's a 10 beer. Final chug. The bourbon notes are there, guys. I'm getting that. A nice sweetness to it, a nice creamy mouthfeel. hints of caramel, toffee, black molasses, slight hint of some bittersweet chocolate, not getting a lot of dark fruit or anything. A very well made beer as far as I'm concerned. I'm impressed with what I have here. It is better than the transitional beers that I had reviewed from these guys many moons ago. And I would probably buy this beer if I could get it here. And it's not going to be too outrageously priced. I love these bourbon barrel ale beers. Can be a little on the pricey side sometimes. Mike and Big Mike did not tell me what they paid for this beer. It didn't have a price tag on it or not, or doesn't have a price tag on it. So I don't know what they paid for it, but it's a fairly decent, a very nice representation of what a bourbon barrel Imperial Stout should be. So I do think it's an A beer, guys. I just don't think it's a 10 beer. I'm gonna give it the 9 out of 10. For me, I was gonna go right down the middle of the scale, but I think it's a little bit better than that, having the 2017 on it, and the ABV and the IBUs, all three bits of information, and being according to what I'm reading, brewed once beer. I would like to know, if it was done in January, July, or December of 2017. But I don't have that information. The yellow ink that's on the bottle here, it looks more like a time stamp. It does have, it looks like 0567 and then 08.04, which is a time stamp there. So, I mean, it's not a, it couldn't be the 567th day of the year, because there ain't that many days of the year. So I don't know what that yellow ink is supposed to represent other than a timestamp or batch number or something like that, guys. I don't have any idea. I am going to give it the benefit of the doubt, since it does have 2017 ABV and IBUs written on it. 97 for me on this one, guys. Not quite to the 10 category. And like I said, the biggest recommendation that I can give you is that I would buy this beer if it was available here and wasn't too pricey. So I don't know what this beer costs. Mike, Big Mike, you might want to post what this beer costs, where y'all picked it up at. Over to Beer Advocate, they have it at 4.17, but they also have it at 11%, which is 11.4. I don't know how much difference that's going to make. That's definitely into their A- category. And over to Untapped, they have it at 3.96, which is their B+ range. I think it's better than a B+, guys. So that's why I'm giving it the grade. I try to be as honest as I can with you guys. I think it's a tasty beer. Definitely getting the bourbon notes, and that's what you want if you're buying a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout. And I'm tasting that. So that's why I'm giving it the grade that I'm giving it. So with that being said, we've got everything we need to know from Beer Advocate and Untapped. If you've had this one, the Basking and Bourbon Barrels 2017, 11.4%, let me know what you think. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy this. So thanks again to Mike and Big Mike. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge, guys.